right, it's Friday night in Scottsdale, 2013. We're starting to get into some of the primetime cars. Some trends are starting to develop. I'm Rob Sass, publisher of Hagerty Magazine.
And I'm Dave Kinney, publisher of Hagerty Price Guide.
And I'm Andy Reid, senior editor at Classic Motorsports Magazine.
All right, Dave, should we go over the numbers?
Absolutely. Let's run the totals here. RM, they're done now. So we've got 70 of 84 cars sold for 83%, $35.5 million against last year's $25.7 million, up $10 million. Gooding, 48 of 49. They missed one car today. They've got a sale again tomorrow. That makes them 98%. $28 million against last year's $19 million. Barrett Jackson, 957 of 957, still at 100%, $46.8 million against last year's $41.3, so up $5 million. Russo and Steele, 227 of 366 for 62% sales so far, $7.2 million against last year's $8.1 million. And then, of course, we have Silver, 63%. $1.3 million against last year's $1 million, so they're up $300,000. So the aggregate total, all the auctions so far, $131 million versus $101 million last year. It's up $30 million.
I think somebody's prediction of $210 million all in is looking better and better.
Yeah, we were originally thinking that maybe this was the year we're going to bust through the 200 million. It looks pretty solid that that's going to happen this year, Rob.
Yeah, and we've got some trends developing out there. We've got $500,000 Dinos. E-types are pretty strong this year. Not so great for the home team so far. We had a Hemi Superbird sell at Gooding for $165,000 against a low estimate of $175,000. We had a Shelby GT350 yesterday, sell for just $140 at Bonhams. What's going on out there?
Yeah, I think you're right partially about that, but we have a lot of big cars coming up and a lot of big American cars coming up tomorrow for the Saturday sale. So I'm not so sure that the trend's going to hold all through tomorrow. But yeah, the European cars are selling very, very well. American cars, no big increase, and I'm expecting a little increase out of quite a few cars. So could be that I'm going to be wrong, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed for tomorrow for some of the heavy American iron.
Well, one American car did pretty well at Gooding today, and Dave, that's a car that I think you know pretty well. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, I actually had my own car for sale, and I sold serial number 4 Avani for $74,800. It's an R2 supercharged car at Gooding, and that is a world record for a supercharged R2 Avani. Very happy about that.
Part of the class of '63. It's the 50th anniversary of the Avanti this year. Your timing was great. It's only Friday, but we likely have our high sale of the weekend already. The 250 Cal Spider at Gooding. Dave?
Yeah, $8.25 million. I mean, Andy, you must have some reaction to that. And we also have a SWB, short wheelbase competition car, sold at a very similar price, $8.14 million.
Yeah, and it's very, very interesting. I think that's the Ferris Bueller effect over and over and over again that we continue to see over and over again with California Spiders. It was a very, very nice blue car. It is not nearly as scarce nor as rare as a 250 SCWB, but I think that movie continues to infect people's minds, and it's still top of mind with so many buyers out there that are chasing these cars.
Guys who buy these cars probably don't have to make the choice of one or the other because, if you have that kind of money, you might want to end up with both of them. But the short wheelbase would be the car that I would take over a Cal Spider, even though I believe a Cal Spider is one of the most painfully beautiful Ferraris ever.
Next to a 250 GTO, the 250 short wheelbase Berlinetta is really the dual purpose, street and competition Ferrari. Shelby Mustangs have been a little bit soft this weekend, but Cobra's not doing too badly. The 427 SC over at RM did quite well, Dave.
$2 million, and a pretty car. Kind of surprised it did $2 million, but kind of happy, I guess, too, for Cobra owners. Once again, Mustang-based cars maybe not so hot this early this season, but who knows?
Yeah, speaking of trends that really sort of haven't continued from Monterey through Scottsdale, GT40s were on fire out in Monterey. This year we had a no sale of the GT40 at RM. What's up there?
It was a long time coming. We hadn't seen many GT40s in the marketplace boom, but there were 4 or 5 of them in Monterey total. And you'd think that this car would have been selling at this kind of money, but it's a no sale at $2.15 million.
Yeah, and one of the few street cars that's out there, and one of the only 2 street cars I'm aware of that have been for sale at auction in years, and a very, very, really well-sorted example in the right colors, eligible for everything. So much history in the GT40, and no one seemed to care today.
sometimes,
didn't care enough.
You know, sometimes just things just don't come together, and that doesn't necessarily reflect badly on the market or the car, but it could be maybe the seller's expectations were a little too high. It could be that everybody who wanted a GT40 bought one last August and had $2 million.
Yeah.
I'm certainly among those people who want a GT40, but don't have that kind of money.
We'd also be remiss, and we've been talking about six-figure and seven-figure cars through this. We didn't talk about our friend Graham Kozak from Auto Week and his success at the silver auction with his 82 LeBaron K-Car convertible. Dave?
He took 1,500 and made it into 2,500. There was a little effort involved, but I think we'd all do that, you know, a weekend's worth of work. You know, this is Graham's first time out at an auction. You know, there should be a lesson learned there. You go to an, you know, you set things up, you buy the right car, you take it to an auction, you make $1,000. You know, you might be able to make your vacation in Arizona pay for itself if you try and do something like that.
He did all the right things. He prepped the car nicely. He stayed with it basically until the wee hours of the evening. He was one of the late lots out at Silver, and it paid off. He did really well.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Rob Sass.
I'm Dave Kinney.
I'm Andy Reid.
And we'll see you tomorrow with more results from Scottsdale 2013.